Hey there, hi there, and ho there. This is your girl Vitamin Key, and you are a Level Up Single Mom. This is where I teach single mothers and Black women how to self actualize with ease and grace. So, today I wanted to come to you and talk about this whole Cardi B and Offset issue going on currently. It appears that Offset and Cardi B are embroiled in a back and forth on social media where Offset has accused Cardi B of, I guess, cheating on him while they were still technically married, but she was pregnant and she's just like, I don't care, whatever. So I wanted to come to you and talk about this because of, as usual, there's things about this situation that stick out to me as someone who considers himself an advocate for single mothers and also as someone who is always yelling and screaming at the top of my lungs from the depths of my soul, not only to scrutinize these men, but also to stop sleeping with these men. Because no matter what you do, no matter what your title may wind up being, eventually it's going to come back and bite you in the behind because these men do not care about you and they will utilize all the same tips and tricks that they can to drag a quote unquote hoe to drag you, even if you are the wife. So in this instance, Cardi B and Offset met not too long after she gained fame for just being a really cool kind of person, it seems. You know, she was on Love and Hip Hop and she already had a large Instagram following. She was a stripper. She just had a really bright personality and a lot of ambition and grit. And I personally loved that about her. I really enjoyed watching her on Love and Hip Hop. And then she stepped into the rap arena. And I guess that in passing is where she met Offset. They dated for a bit, and then not too long after that, they got married. Now, what's interesting to me is the fact that no matter what this girl did, because she used to be a stripper, even though she was married, like even though this man, this quote unquote high value man, married her, I don't remember if she was pregnant or not with their first kid before they got married, but either way, she wasn't showing yet. Like I remember seeing the little behind the scenes footage of them at the courthouse or whatever, and she didn't look visibly pregnant. So he married her and then impregnated her. And yet all the time there were still people going, oh, well, she's a hoe, you don't wife her, yada, yada, yada. Then not too long after that, we started seeing that he was cheating on her. And this happened at least 3 times, I believe, from beginning to now. He was just cheating on her, cheating on her, cheating on her. There was never any kind of allegations of her cheating on him back, though. But there was always that dragging of her for being a quote unquote hoe, whether it was for her being a stripper in her past or just the way she was currently dressing, within her career and her public persona, whatever it was, she could never do or be enough to be worthy in the eyes of men. Now, on the one hand, that's just awful, but these trolls and dudes are going to be whatever they're going to be. They're going to do and say whatever they want to do online. That's something different, though, than the actual man that she wound up marrying. So now, fast forward to now, where finally, after her third pregnancy and the umpteenth time of him publicly being outed for cheating and whatnot, and I believe there are rumors of someone being pregnant by him, or maybe even multiple women being pregnant by him right now. She finally decides publicly that she's going to leave. And I believe they actually are divorced. So now they are divorced. And he's been seen out publicly with someone else. She still has not been seen with someone else. However, I don't know exactly how this started, but it appears that Offset, for whatever reason, decided that he wanted to try to embarrass her publicly, yet again in another way, by making it seem like she was just obsessed with him and wouldn't let him go, even though he had clearly moved on. So, of course, in true Cardi B fashion, she came back with the receipts. She showed us text messages of him still trying to like play on her emotions, which to me is so sad because she recently gave birth to their last child. I believe it was a girl. And the pictures of her and him and their other children in the hospital surfaced. And people were just so much like, oh my God, why is he there? This, that, and the other. And I remember me saying, like, no, it's fine that he's there. Like, that's still, he's still family at the end of the day. That's still his child. And it's a nice memory for them to have. He can be at the hospital. That doesn't mean they're together or whatever. But also in the back of my mind is that tug of knowing that because she has taken him back so many times before on the premise of this whole, oh, we're still family and it can be better later, whatever type of thing. I just was like, give her some slack. If you can have nice times with the father of your children, why not, right? So to have him come back now and try to paint her out as if like she's just obsessed with him and that's just such a fucking slap in the face to a woman that's trying to be cordial with you, to a woman that is trying to, not go that route of like, oh, you can't be around me. So here's where we get into the type of stuff that I like to talk about here at Level Up Single Mom. That type of stuff is the manipulative stuff I'm talking about, where they will sit there and try to play those games of like using these things against you to hurt you. But then at the same time, they will also weaponize if you choose to exclude them because of these types of things that they do. And so now you had this man that was privileged enough because he did not have to be there for the birth of that child. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have to be there for the child to get into this world safe and healthfully and for her to be at peace about what was going on in the world. I feel like that was an extension of courtesy on her part. So now here you are, people are dragging her for that, but she's still trying to be kind and cordial to you again as the father of her children. So now you're going to come back and try to drag her and play her and make it seem like she is just jocking you and she's just crazy and bitter and yada yada, all of the tropes. All of this is so reminiscent. These are the types of things that I know I went through just as a baby mama. I was never married. This is his ex-wife. This is his ex-wife. So once again, you see that these labels and this hierarchy of what you're supposed to be and what's better than this and who's better than that and the respect that you get for being this and not that. And it is non-existent. It's whatever the hell these niggas is on. It's whatever mood these men are in. It's whatever these men's feelings are about you. It's how they're going to treat you. It doesn't matter that she had a ring. It doesn't matter that they were married for however many years. It doesn't matter how many children they have. We as women have to stop thinking that any of this stuff means something to someone that it does not. And I'm going to insert an excerpt from my book where I talk about how we think these things mean something when they really do not mean anything to these men. And so what I want to point out when it comes to all of this is that you may have a child or children with a man, but you do not need to be tying your identity to these men. Because at the end of the day, that same identity that you prize as being his whatever, as being his wife, as being his first baby mama, as being the first baby mama to his son or his first baby mama to his daughter, or you know what I mean, the first woman to have a boy or a girl for him. There are all types of things that women will prize as something that makes them special and elite within the sphere of a particular man. But at the end of the day, if that man is not feeling you and he's a petty Betty, mainly his feelings are hurt, he's upset, whether he should be or not, he will come at you and make that same thing that you think makes you special the yoke that he puts around your neck to drag you. So please be mindful that if you already have a child, you need to do the work of really sitting back and observing how this man feels about you through his actions and inactions, through the things that he says when he's upset with you, through the things that he says when he cannot control you, through the things that he says when he's feeling embarrassed about something he may have done or just something he is or is not within the world. You have to pay attention to these things and move accordingly. And that's why I'm here at Level Up Single Mom, because we actually want to help you learn how to self-actualize, how to be your own person. If Cardi B was not, Cardi B is Cardi B, and it still took her this long. This isn't the first time she's been through stuff with this man, public embarrassment with this man. This is not the first time that he has put her in a position to be looking stupid, on the world stage. And she struggled we are how many years and how many kids later before she is apparently, at least for right now, done with him. But I do believe that with this, like, because I don't feel like he ever performed like this before. I don't feel like he ever, went out of his way to try to embarrass her. He was just passively embarrassing her by his actions, but he never came at her the way he came at her this time. And I think it is because this time she's doing things that she didn't do before. She's willing to burn those bridges. She's willing to let him believe or make him believe that she's done certain things that he would look at her differently for. Why? Because she's done with it. She's over it. You know what I mean? So I think it's really important. Now, I do have to say that I personally would not be the one to be like, oh, I'm going to sleep with somebody else to get back at you. But yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to allow these men to put you in a position, or position you rather, to just drag you. And it's unfortunate because I know there are so many girlies who really just want to be loved, and they want to build families, and they want to have relationships with men. But this is the way that they treat you, even if and when they're wrong. He positioned her to become this villain that he's trying to paint her out to be. And not because she was a stripper, not because she was out here in every man's face and everything, because she was not. She was always the dutiful wife. And she was happy and proud to uphold, that standard and uphold that position. But he was not honorable, and he was not deserving of it. And so now that he is getting the fruits of the seeds that he has sown, now it's time to try to pull her down off of that pedestal. And I just think that is so disgusting. That is such a betrayal. And it's just highly indicative of why you need to be scrutinizing these men and just not even allowing them any kind of access to you at all, in my personal opinion. But people are going to do what they want to do, and it is their life. And like I said, I get it. Everybody is not where I'm at in terms of thinking of things in these ways. So, que sera, sera. But with all that being said, if you are struggling, even if you don't have kids, with thinking that the depth and meaning of your relationship transcends the actual reality of what is happening within the relationship. If you are struggling with creating and maintaining boundaries with a man who believes that you believe that you guys have a certain kind of bond that doesn't need to be explained because it's understood. If you do have children and you are struggling with letting go of a man, or the idea of a man, whether it's the father of your children or just the idea that you should have a man because you have children, and you recognize that it is affecting how you are mothering and how you are womaning and the actual quality of life for you, then I suggest that you first off like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and also pick up a copy of Level Up, the Single Mother's Guide to Reclaiming Her Dignity. It's available both as an ebook, or you can order it in paperback on Amazon. Um, yeah, just keep in contact with us because I'm always diving into these things. We're always talking about that stuff over here because I just want women to know that you don't have to put up with this type of thing. You know what I mean? You have a wonderful life with or without a man. But if you're going to have a man, you got to get rid of this mindset that these types of things are normal. You got to get rid of this mindset that these types of things are just what you go through when you're in a relationship with a man, because it does not have to be. It's all about your standards, right? And you're not going to be able to establish and rebuild standards until you eliminate the bullshit that you're already dealing with. So, yeah, go ahead, sub to this channel, get you a copy of the book. I'm also over on TikTok sometimes. I'll be posting little blurbs and things. If you like a little bit shorter form content, that's fine for me. Don't worry about Facebook right now because I'm having an issue. I'm trying to get worked on, but other than that, I will be around. You can also email me at quianna at levelupsinglemom.com. And just if you want to chat, if you have any questions, if you have any particular type of content that you would like to see from me. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I will see you guys later in the next video.
find it funny that niggas think that they could fuck on anything. But when I start talking to niggas, you want to play those games with me? We're going to play them games too. Since you want to fucking threaten me, talking about you want to take my shit? You want to take my shit because I'm moving on? Move on. Why can't you move on? It's no fun when mama got the gun, right? It's no fun when I'm slanging pussy, right? Now we're going to court war, right? And I told you, get off my phone. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired. You know, I'm too much woman for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm too much of a boss bitch for you. And I've always been too good for you. I've been too good for you. I've been too good for anything that is associated to you. So you gotta fuck other bitches to make yourself feel better. Because I make you feel so low about yourself. Because I don't make you feel like you're that nigga in this home. So that's what you got, yeah. Because it's 2 a.m. and I have a lot of things to do tomorrow. One more motherfucking thing before I get the fuck on out of here, all right? I just want to let motherfuckers know one good shit, right? I don't give a fuck if a nigga talking about, oh, I'm going to expose you, or I'm going to put them text messages that I saw through your phone. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I will expose my own tea. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Do that. I don't care. You should be happy. You know what you should be? You know what you should be happy? You should be happy that I'm a real gangster-ass bitch. At the end of the day, I'm a real gangster-ass bitch, and I'm a solid bitch. So one thing I'm not going to do to you ever is entertaining your ops that be in my DMs, trying to suck my pussy. I will never do that because the op to you is a nigga that wants you dead. And I don't want you dead because my kids love the fuck out of you. My kids love you down. So I will never do that. And I really follow street codes. I will never be a lame ass bitch that fuck with a nigga op just to get back. No, nigga, I don't have to do that shit. I just gotta fuck a nigga that's better than you. However, I don't give a fuck. You can expose whatever the fuck you want to expose, nigga. I expose it myself. Fuck it out of here. I told you when the Libra start Libraing, we really don't give a fuck. Now, goodbye.